could be a very good answer here in terms of control, and some would maybe even try and pull out the core Earth Spirit. In this case, would like to see it being played as a support though.
Only 10 seconds.
A little bit of flexibility though with the Nature's Prophet. Do they want to drive it as a core or a support? But it feels like the NP3 has been a thing. NP5 is still definitely viable. You have support players who like to play a bit greedier, then definitely that could be an option to go for. Farm up and have the items that your team needs. Like if you want that solo guy going in front that you want to hit towers and do damage, then you just build a Solar Crest. You can take Roshan as well pretty early with the Nature's Prophet. So like, I mean, if you have the Medallion Solar Crest that you want to go for, so that's one thing. Or just make yourself a tanky offlaner offlaner with a lot of auras.
5 seconds remain.
And of course the Blade Mail, not to forget about that.
Let's not forget about the Blade Mail. Also very tanky with the Blade Mail, by the way. Ridiculous armor. So, the thing that intrigues me actually is that this Lycan made it through to the second phase and now getting banned, with the Kunkka already being out by Business Associates. So I guess we missed a little bit of a bait there, with Business Associates saying, hey, you want to pick a Lycan? Kunkka's out, but Thunder Predator dodged that one. And now Business Associates are looking to probably protect just whatever course they're going to want to pick up in the second phase. I don't really see any counter picks to, Sand King or Jakiro coming in, so they take out the Viper. I think Viper is a bit underpicked right now, though he's getting up there, and Kotal is the next team fight control. Look at the amount of team fight control on these guys, actually. That is 3 heroes who just absolutely specialize in AoE damage, AoE stuns, AoE. What's the Kotal Ball do? No?
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking that since you have the Will-O-Wisp, or some people like me like to call it the Ignis, you could go Ember Spirit, but you know what Thunder Predator are bringing out? They're bringing out the teenager with very bad habits, just the basic. So, Bristleback, I don't know if I've missed you.
You didn't miss Bristly Boy. He's a hedgehog. Hedgehogs are cute, just don't look at the face.
10 seconds to pick.
Or the mace.
Now the question is, do we see Ember for Business Associates to combine with the Coddle or something else?
I really enjoyed the idea of an Ember here. They set themselves up for it really nicely. Viper ban as well means that you can't get absolutely wrecked out of the lane. At least not with the hero that would also fit Thunder Predator's draft so well. Yeah, I'd say they're right for it. So much control to follow up on any shackles that will hit. So much team fight around him. Yeah, that.
Well, there we have it.
Easy Ember pick. Really feeling that. I wonder who's going to play that though. Is this?
Oh, we'll see.
Eternal Envy Ember.
Oh, we
Ember.
Can't forget about that. That's
give it to us.
EE would be an Ember Spirit player for sure. Thunder Predator,
oh, yes, he is.
Death Prophet, more control, big ultimate to work around with. You're actually the only big ultimate with, I'm sorry, talking about ultimates with long cooldowns. So you're not too heavily dependent on just having the exorcism on cooldown, but not being able to do anything. Say if you would have like Black Holes and Ravages or others with like plus 120 cooldown, we would be very vulnerable for like 1 or 2 minutes. So talk about a situation, you use your ults, you win a team fight, the enemy respawns, and then they're like, let's fight them, their ult is down. You can easily tie it up right there and get like a tie situation, in a sense that you just get your enemies because they don't have any ultimates up, or just take objectives down by the moment.
The Death Prophet here is, I enjoy the idea of, they have some team fighting catch up to do, and this is not a team fight where you're going to get to right click a lot into a Sand King, a Jakiro, a Kotal. You want continuous damage output. So, good DP pick in that regard is just, you're actually giving the Ember Spirit a lane with this. And they finish off the draft with an Oracle, so protection for this Death Prophet, protection for his Bristleback. And, gotta say, that looks pretty good to me. The Ember Spirit Sand King are going to really have to hunt for the Oracle, because even though they have a lot of magic damage, that doesn't exactly mean that Thunder Predator can't just sustain through it.
5 seconds. Hurry, hurry.
Yep. They also banned out the Broodmother, so they don't want to get cheesed in this game as well. They don't really have the great answers towards it, so I understand that being a pretty stable ban. Business Associates, 30 seconds, last pick. Power hitter, Naga.
Ooh.
Also a setup for Epicenter. Really good combo with Naga and Jakiro both together. You cannot forget the song into Ice Path, which works out most of the time. Then you have Caudle as well, and you're also able to disengage from fights too. So you see that EP ulti, you're like, let's sing and disengage. So you're like, force the exorcism, back out, wait for it to run out, and then go in. So in total, I can't help but say Dire are going to take this one. Business Associates going to take the victory in this one, at least in terms of draft.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I really like the amount of disables that they're bringing forward. Their team fight looks really good. Their internal synergies look very nice. Thunder Predator has the option to sustain through all of this. I think in the mid game, if they get a really early pipe, I'm going to see if MNZ or Frank is going to build that. But even then, they have a tough job ahead of them dealing with this map control coming out from the Naga Siren, because she is going to outdo the Nature's Prophet in that, especially if she cuts waves all the way forward towards the enemy base.
Oh yeah.
So I would give it to Business Associates in draft 2, but I think that Thunder Predator has some gameplay options to, wiggle their way out of it.
Well, let's see if everybody else agrees with that. Is Thunder Predator going to be able to pull it off gameplay-wise? But I feel like Business Associates, with the way that they can play around, is good. They need this. They need a bit of time with the Naga Siren, maybe to get some space as well. Get those items up and running, and start causing havoc around the map. But there's Thunder Predator, who would love to play aggressive, and would also love to end this game early on if that is possible for them to do. And we'll definitely try and abuse that advantage into their favor. But let's see what's going to happen here in our first game, where Thunder Predator goes up against Business Associates in our third best of 2 of the day, or of the night, or morning, wherever you are right now. It's Dota is lovely, a global game. Everybody watching all around the globe these games.
Oh yeah, I love noticing the audience shift from, the late EU to, mostly NA to, hey, SCA has woken up.
Yeah.
It's just...
Good morning.
You bring this to people all around the planet, and that's a really cool sensation. And I guess for me, even more so, because I've been in the luxury situation where I got to meet a lot of these fans all over the planet, and it's just...
Great
we
thing.
just all love this video game.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's a lot of love to be given, even though it doesn't always show. I sometimes feel like the community feels like a big bunch of Finnish people who are too afraid to tell about their emotions to another person. So we're all just being, someone could say we're toxic towards each other's, or just, like that's the way of basic banter. We're, in a sense, the same type of the British people. That we would just, say banter to another person, but we actually mean positive with it, whatever we say.
So... whenever a guy flames me in the next pub, I gotta just be like, hey, I guess he's just pretty lonely. He just needs a hug, Or...
I remember that. I remember that from some Twitter posts as well. You're talking about that. This person needs a bit of love. Don't worry, things will be okay.
That's reserved for people, that I actually like.
Yeah. Well, we got a bit of disconnecting going on, so we're gonna have to wait for the game to properly kick off. Laning stage-wise, pretty basic Death Prophet versus Ember matchup in mid. Leo style yesterday definitely showed some very strong individual performance. He was playing really well in mid. Team fight wise, I think he was on point what he was doing, but there was a bit of lack maybe with being maybe a bit overly aggressive or a bit too eager to approach some situations. But this guy has a lot to show though.
It felt like a disconnect from his team more, and that's... his ideas were good, the team's ideas were also good, but there was no agreement in which one they were going to follow, and he was overly aggressive, or his team was overly cautious. There's often no one good answer.
Yeah.
I hope we're going to see them act in accord with him a little bit more. And I gotta say, I personally always favor the aggressive approach. So let's see that. I have seen some players that can play absolute
Matthew
hell on Death Prophet.
tries to get the roll in. There will get the Oracle to follow up a bit. Keep him in place. Your right clicks will connect. SK hasn't leveled up anything, and this is exactly the MNZ Bristleback. It's just all about the... And it's just spam more snot of their opponents. They will slow him down. Matthew, however, in big trouble. 45 HP. Doesn't get the chance to pop his salve. He's probably going to die. But the first blood does go for Brax. Matthew might be a second one. Chains. Right-clicking in. 2 kills for Business Associates here.
That's a rough start.
Yep, that's a strong start for the Dire.
I guess it depends on who you're rooting for, yeah.
Depends.
What it does show off, though, is this ability from Business Associates to right from the start just work around that bristleback. And much like with an Ursa with the bristle, it's the name of the game. You avoid the hedgehog.
Yeah. EE is still... Yeah, he didn't want to TP mid. He's just been hanging around here. Gonna get stunned up by the Ember Spirit and body blocks coming in from Matthew. Root coming in as well. Now you're thinking, maybe I should have TP'd under the tower because I'm gonna lose my life here in mid. And Leo Style basically gets a free start for the lane, even though Ember did pick off a kill and an assist. But you're still level 1, and Leo's gonna have the level advantage to start things off with.
You know, I was wondering what kind of EE plays we were going to see this game, and this was this was a characteristic start. He is optimizing, and it does not work out.
Definitely. Bit of harassment going on in bot, and now you can see level 2 versus level 1. Leo Style gonna be 1 level closer to getting 2 points in the Siphon. However, in the top lane, Matthew gonna be lining up with Frank against Moo and Fear.
The Naga Siren has just a lot of armor, so this Nature's Prophet right-clicking her isn't that bothersome. And together with her Jakira, she can deal with any Nature's Prophet shenanigans pretty well. That said, the NP can be alone on this lane. There's not too much kill threat, so Matthew will most likely roam towards that mid lane a lot.
Yep. Well, what we can expect from a safe lane Bristleback is some, not only just some, but a lot of early aggression. But is he going to go for the tanky build? Does he want to go for something else? Like in situations where you would just go with Vanguard, Crimson Guard, at least the Vanguard to start things off with, and just kind of like front line, run at the enemy, keep giving vision to your team, kind of play, team play in a sense? Or would you go for something else with the Bristleback? Is there any automation choice differences while Leo Style takes down EE in mid again?
Again, that's rough now. I didn't even expect to see this. This is a Death Prophet versus Ember Spirit matchup. Nothing is supposed to happen here.
Well, at least the Ember, I mean, some melee versus range, but still, back to before.
I'll answer your question. I said in the draft, I want to see a pipe. I'm not sure if I want to see MNZ build that, because it does make him more ignorable. At the same time, though, if you have this guy to just rally around in your team fights, then the Oracle can really focus on keeping the Death Prophet alive, and the Nature's Prophet can do the clicking, I'm sure of that. So I might actually want to see the pipe on MNZ instead of on Frank.
Alright. Matthew walking all the way back to home, believing that Frank is going to be soloing this lane for a bit, hits his level 3 as well. Moo sitting on 13 CS, good start for the Naga. A lot of armor as well, making this a bit of an easier lane for the Naga to go up against the Nature's Prophet.
Eternal Envy steps wrong, he's gonna get Matthew rolling on him, and he'll be dead again. Level 2 for Matthew. This is risky. Here he comes.
Kick under the tower. Siphon will do most of the work here, and EE does get the chains to root connect onto Leo Style, and here comes Frank, and with the Sprout, death number 3 is knocking on your door. It's Leo Style picking up a 3rd kill, and they're all on Eternal Envy. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, Brax farming up the easy camp here with Snaking to assist him, so he'll always get that cooldown reduction coming into the Sandstorm. Same thing for the Burrow Strike. Just the nice things about Coddle, but can't forget, like, even if EE would bounce back from his hard laning stage, He just has the coddle to help him up. The Slave Fist spam with the reduced cooldown is, if you have like a Desolator or something, you can do a lot of things with that.
Silly.
Coddle in trouble. MJZ doing some trading here. That's the level 3 Oracle, so you got your level 2 heal. Throw it once or twice, drop the Q, and then one more heal, and that's like 500-600 damage burst right there.
It's pretty crazy. The Kotal can't really trade up with that, so he has to stay close to his Sand King and make sure that the Sand King does the damage output and sort of front lines for him.
Yep. What the river? Body blocks coming in from Frank's Treants and Matthews right there to share the right clicks. Frank should be given the right click kill. No low ground miss this time. Frank will get fear. At the same time, Moo is coming to contest the 5-minute runes. Matthew is there. Moo still snatches it in front, and that's 3 bounties going for Business Associates and 1 for Thunder Predator.
Snaking with his sneaky Cloud9 in there.
Oh yeah.
That got me too for a second. Yeah, there's one thing that I wanted to say about Eternal Envy is that this man is very good at recovering mentally. He is just never out of the game, and they're looking to go for him again.
The ultimate, well, is the opportunity that they can take, because Ember is level 5. Matthew coming in with the roll in as well, kicking him backwards straight into the hands of Leo Style, and that is your DP on a dominating streak now. Not much that you can do. You're not level 6. You can't have the remnants to jump out of harm's way, since the only actual lockdown would be the Oracle Root or the Ember Spirit rolling in. From the Sprout, you can always jump out. Same thing with if the DP doesn't land the Silence. Now they're going to go straight up to Fear and try and look for the Jakiro kill, because here is the Oracle as well. And there we go. Leo Style picks up another one. And this Death Prophet is going to start popping off very quickly.
Oh yeah, she's
might find a return kill, and it's Frank. But that's all you can do. Still no level 6. He just respawned coming back into the lane. And now with SK going with a little bait TP in, forcing Thunder Predator to back away.
Oh man, that's a regen rune on Leo Style. What a lucky son of a gun.
Oh, really one of the best runes you can pick up at that point, right after a trade.
Absolutely excellent. And yeah, I gotta say, even with EE getting just shut out of the game this hard, Business Associates are doing really well in the CS in their other lanes. This Naga Siren is knocking on the top tower, unobstructed. Nature's Prophet has been TPing out a lot and giving her a lot of space. Same goes for this roaming First Spirit. And on the bottom lane, Brax is unimpeded.
Yeah, I have a feeling that they want to put some pressure happening in bottom while Naga is pushing in the top lane. They have the Nature's Prophet to respond to this push. That will go into the Bristleback, looking with the epicenter. The slows are there, but a really well-timed second spell for MGZ. Keep MNZ a bit more tankier. Gets away with the Burrow Strike. Snaking might sacrifice his own life for the greater good. And, well, pick between 2 poisons. Getting hit by stone or getting spiked by a hedgehog, and Bristleback will just say and take the kill.
Bristleback will also happily hit you with a stone. Don't worry about that.
That too. 7-2 for Thunder Predator so far. But Business Associates are pulling off a really good CS department here when it comes with the Sand King, and especially Moo with the Naga Siren. Exactly what they want. Get this Naga big and get the space and time.
It's like, oh, a second hero TP's in. That one's mine too then. Snaking is... No, he's not gonna live.
Not gonna live for that. Too much damage to deal with. And it's like, oh, hello, Fear. Miss me. Double kill for Leo Style. 7-0 for this Death Prophet. But still, even though with the DP's 7 kills, Business Associates are leading in net worth. Here comes Brax.
This is going to be something that Leo Style can't do a lot about. I talked about this in the previous game as well. One of the benefits of Sand Kings is just you park him under a tower and the tower will basically exist forever.
Yep, and Moo will take the tower in top meanwhile, so with all this action happening in mid, all the attention put over
One
there.
thing,
They will take themselves
have
a
a
tower, and
sentry?
top Brax is now being focused on. The root will come out, Leo style. No more siphons remaining, but once Frank comes in, Brax is in a bit more of a big
Just-
trouble. But where's your detection? The only thing you brought to mid is your sentry right outside the tower. Can he get the tower denies? Well, no, he can't. Leo style will snatch that one at least. But that's your mid tier 1 tower down. A very important tower to hold on to. Down 9 minutes in. But now also Naga took down the top tower, and it means that Business Associates can start focusing on other lanes as well.
Yep, this does mean that Naga has pretty much secured her jungle for now. It is going to take a lot of time for Frank to push out this top lane in return. Interested to see now if that means that Thunder Predator perhaps want to go through a bot instead and contest a triangle. It is harder to take, but it is also
Nice
a very
pushback.
powerful
MNZ
move.
very tanky here with the hood, and oh, he's actually turning around onto Brax with those spikes are doing so much work, and MNZ gets the kill. Very optimistic to try and kill him there. He almost took down the courier as well. Meanwhile, Ember goes for a quick peek and instantly leaves. Fear can happily sacrifice his life as his team is able to take all the other bounty runes. They take 2 in bot, 1 in top. Make it a quad rune for Fear losing his life. I call that worth any day.
Oh, definitely. And Thunder Predator is bringing too many heroes. I don't actually think you need Leo style on this bottom tower at all. Eternal Envy still wants to catch up. Ru is not going to join. You can push this bottom tower with MNZ pretty much, I think.
Brax knows what happens last time. He doesn't want to go straight out for the burrow strike onto M&Z. Bristol will walk out happily. Something coming on the courier as well. There's boots, casual windlace, and power treads. I feel the power treads are more like Bristol's thing. While in mid, Moo and
Yeah,
EE
Matthew's
putting some
getting hurt as well.
pressure. Matthew forced
Moo
out
as
from
well.
there, so Moo will
Thunder
get to
Predator
focus the
is
tower.
late here.
Radiant's middle tower is being
Dostal and MJZ want to maybe interrupt. EE going pretty deep once again, baiting with a Naga illusion here. But I have a feeling that Moo is actually under the tower. They know that as well, that this is just a
Yes,
fake.
ult,
Here comes the
yes.
song. Oracle won't be able to get the root out. A bit too far away. EE gets M&Z's courier on the way home. Root will connect onto Snaking. Silence out as well. And they're all around us coddle, but it doesn't matter. Space has been created elsewhere. Even if they only have 2 kills, 2k net worth lead.
Yep. Look at how low this mid tower is. You can't afford to do that as Thunder Predator. You can't just walk there and, you know, think, oh, well, the tower's still going to be up. Look at Eternal Envy. He's just going to hit this down. He knows exactly how important it is to get this equalizer at.
I almost have to feel like this is starting to feel like a very free game for the Naga. There's nothing that they can do against her, so what they're trying to do is with every pickoff, every time they have exorcism of cooldown, try and push down objectives as fast as you can, as hard as you can. Try and choke out Business Associates before that Naga becomes too big to deal with. And now they're trying to answer here in bottom. They see the TP's coming in. Matthew looking for Fear, gets the roll connection, pushes him backwards. The root won't connect, so that TP should take place. Unless you have enough damage to take him out, as Frank is there as well. Leo style now with a godlike spree on this Death Prophet. Only 20 gold behind the Naga as well, but can they keep this push up? The exorcism's gonna run out, but that bot tower is very low. A few hits should do it. They will take it. All tier 1's down.
Yep, but the tier 1 in mid was already gone, and that means that Moo is now going to invade their jungle. And this is... it's not worth it to have all of their outers down if you lose your mid for it. Not against the Naga. The freedom that she's going to have in farming your jungle, in cutting your waves all the way forward near your base, it is going to make it so hard for you to play. And even though you have a Nature's Prophet who should ostensibly, you know, be able to deal with any form of split pushing, I think you're going to need boots of travel on a second hero.
Yep.
MNZ is answering the aggressive farming with some aggressive farming of his own, I see.
Gotta put the pressure on your opponents. You know that the clock is ticking once again. This Thunder Predator lineup is strong, but it will definitely fall off when it comes to Business Associates with their own lineup. That Cuddle ulti will just become bigger and bigger from time to time. Not to even talk about the Naga split push once that kicks off. You have the Nature's Prophet at least to deal with one lane of split pushing and capable of responding to that. But you don't want to end up in that situation. M&Z, Bristleback, Epicenter, Ice Path, a lot of damage coming in, but not able to kill anyone here.
That was too close for comfort.
Too close to comfort. Exactly. He took those words out of my mouth. I was thinking the same thing there. 14 minutes, they take themselves the outpost.
Like, I want to see this person finish the pipe. Just do it, man. It's gonna keep you alive. It's gonna keep your team alive. It's gonna be nice.
Smoke coming in from Thunder Predator, MJZ, Leo Style,
Howard
Matthew.
is cool, but
He is the target.
Exactly.
Oh, good reactions there from the Ember. He was feeling it that wave was going to run out, so he's going to jump out as well. Just half a second too late. Meanwhile, MNZ is there. Snaking's there. Moo. They have the Naga song. If they do go in, they can still silence, but Leo Style, he finds them first. There we go. The song. Snaking is going to live through it. TP's out. And nothing ever happened.
I'm just looking at how Thunder Predator is going to itemize into this Naga. There's going to be an Aghanims up on Leo Style, and he's going to have it fast too. Normally, at this point, a Death Prophet is still working on that use, or maybe they just about got it. But he's already got some money towards the Aghanims. And now silence on Eternal Envy.
Remnant out though. Should live through it. Well, at least he forced one ultimate, and that's Matthew using his 90 seconds. No Earth Spread ulti. Ember gets out. That was looking a bit shaky there for a second, but they don't have the required damage. That's also a problem with Thunder Predator. Their lockdown is limited.
These extra levels in silence from Leo Style are going to do a lot against an Ember, and against this many caster heroes as well. Sand King really hates being silenced as well.
Yep.
And you don't really want to build a Yules on either of these. You can see Eternal Envy, he's going for a Deso.
Yes. That's the item I was hoping to come out as well, because you have the Coddle in your team, be able to pull out that much damage. There's the stun coming in from Brax, canceling the teleport from Frank, so they get him, and that means that Business Associates are able to take down their remaining tier 1 tower off the map. Meanwhile, Exorcism used up in the top lane by Leo Style, focusing on this top tier 2. Sand King, so actually Turtle Envy already here. Also Remnant back, Ice Path onto the high ground here. They see that they have vision. The sentry was placed on the left side of the cliff, so they saw that there's vision around here. They're hiding in the trees outside of where that vision would show. Here they come again. Exorcism still up for a few seconds. Business Associates are looking for the timing. When do they go in? They have that epicenter blink. Sand King not willing to use it.
They chase so well.
And MNZ is happy to take the front. Maybe he can. No, he can't get the chains to connect. He won't be able to hold the bristle back in place. MJZ gotta be careful, because he's gonna be an easy target to go for. They got the Coddle ulti on top as well, and the damage. Well, there's the Ice Path. They will also throw in the Macropyre, doing a bit of damage, but it's off target, so it won't kill the Bristleback. He's on the run. Brax goes for another stun. Eternal Envy right behind him, waiting for that opportunity to go in. Brax dropping pretty low. Matthew is here. 2-man Root coming in as well. Level 4, nice Ice Path by Fear, and they will get some damage with the horses. The Illuminate will do a bit of damage, but not enough. Leo Style is there as well, Snaking trying to push them away. And Business Associates will go for the runaway from this one. Meanwhile, Naga Illusions keeping the mid wave pushed in, but doesn't get the damage onto the tower yet.
Does that matter? Look at how much the gold difference increased during that struggle.
She's going for a Shadow Blade. Cheeky.
Interesting. I'm guessing they feel that they should have a silver edge to break their bristleback.
Yep, would make sense. MNZ going for a deep dive here. A lot of TP rotations coming in. And if they get the Ember as well, they should be able to kill up this Bristleback, because he's too far away from his teammates, but they will let him go. Ember is very low in mana. Snaking. This is the part where he is like, give me mana. There we go. Ice Path onto the ground. He turns his back at his enemies, and those spikes are going to start hurting in a bit. Not able to kill this Bristle. Too hard of a target to kill. Meanwhile, Frank goes down to Moo, so that's a... Alright, with Brax. Actually, Brax never was there. That was a full solo
Brax
kill. Meanwhile, in top, MJZ finds Snake King. It's a 1-for-1, but That means that the Nature's Prophet's not going to be joining anytime soon. Leo style. Just a quick Yules into the air and DP backs away.
The thing that I was saying before more Strolls started to erupt again is just the Naga was free farming during all that time. It doesn't matter that she wasn't taking any towers because she got basically 2k gold during the time that Thunder Predator spent on top lane getting nothing done. That tower is still standing, it's not even half HP yet.
And they're taking Roche with Exorcism, completely uncontested. No vision from business associates to find that this is happening. And MNZ, this is the 19-minute bristleback. His courier is dead though, so I'm not sure if there were any items on it. He does have a lot of net worth, so I would say that there's something there.
Yeah, I think Medallion of Evasion is on there. So his finished halberd is waiting as soon as the courier respawns.
I'm thinking the same thing here. So with this Aegis, they're gonna wait for the next Exorcism to be up. They're gonna look for a tier 2, maybe even push her further from there. Possibly even look for a team fight. Eternal Envy. He wants this bounty rune. He will take it. The silence doesn't come in time from Leo style.
There's a pretty big gas animation on that one. It's going to be very hard to get it. Your best option is to time it perfectly after your use.
Oh, that's your Shadow Blade Naga. 600 gold away from picking up Mantis style as well. Very, very thick Naga. 12k net worth too. Mu has had the freest game of his life.
He's having a good time. And this Shadow Blade will enable him to position forward even more than he already did. Normally Nagas, yeah, sure, they have the Song to escape. They maybe have this this Mantis style as well. Though that would be down most of the time just because of the illusion spam. But with the Shadow Blade, you can sit in the enemy jungle pretty much unopposed.
Yeah. The more worrying factor here is
smoking towards him.
If we're talking about Thunder Predator, I mentioned the clock, and that clock is slowly ticking to a close. Even though they have the Aegis and they know they have the Exorcism, but they need to make things happen. Bit of a slideshow fest here.
I dropped a couple of frames as well. All good now on my end.
Okay, because all right, we're dropping a lot of frames right now. We are at 500 kilobits. Let's see if I can get something done here. Well, if you want me to take over the play-by-play, you know I can do it. I've been training hard, which is to say not at all. But I have a lot of confidence in just seeing where things land. And Z. Oh, they're looking for the engagement here. Nope. Yeah. All right, now we should be back up and running. So a little bit of a hiccup there, but we are back to normal state. As the server left. Yeah, nothing important really happened. So don't worry, folks, you missed absolutely nothing. Tier 2s were traded, and a push happening on two sides. Mu is pushing the high ground here. Now the TPs are coming in as well from Thunder Predator, and as we know, there's still the Aegis up. But they can't get to use it properly. Eternal Envy, he holds Leo style back. Unable to get anything there.
Frank?
Okay. Well, Mu's done this before.
He has. He's done it a lot faster this time. He's got the full silver edge up. This man deals damage, and Brax goes in. Leo style is on his own here. Oh,
two-man silence, connecting both onto Brax and to Mu, forcing business associates to go away for now, holding their high ground. 4 versus 5 situation. Bristleback with the Aegis not really getting the chance to take the front line here.
A really excellent job of business associates to just avoid this bristleback. And yeah, this is what I was going to say. It looked like the Death Prophet was maybe looking to hold on to buyback, but Death Prophet is not really a thing with buyback, and she needs that damage output from the Aghanim Scepter to stand the hope of dealing with these Naga illusions. They are so tanky already.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I have to correct. Why was I even looking at the Manta? There was obviously the Silver Edge that we were talking about before. So we have that now. Leo style smoked up right next to Mu. Can they get the stun? We'll connect them. We'll get the silence as well. They won't get the song off now. The Coddle ulti will be on top as well. It's got a beautiful ice bath coming in from Fear as well. The damage will be connecting both into the DP and to the Earth Spirit. And now chasing straight up as they try to get themselves away from Thunder Predator. A bit of damage and a lot of time bought with all these spells connecting so well.
And that is an exorcism into nothing. Moo is immediately moving forward. He is not done. He sees Frank, I think. Not this time. Big win for Business Associates. They didn't actually have to blow the Naga ulti there.
But they did use the coddle ults. But then again, Exorcism, I feel like, is the bigger piece of the puzzle. They're all stacked up in a really tight spot here. They used the smoke, and they might have seen MNZ on the low ground there.
This might be
Thunder Predators just going straight at them, and they have an idea that something's going on. There we go, the epicenter. They're going to try and blow up this Bristleback. The break is placed as well. Bristleback, the Oracle ulti will come in time. And then we'll get some time. Leo Stalna going in the middle of the battle, and that Aegis is no longer there. The song coming in from Moo. Are we going to get a setup again? Eternal Envy, he takes down MJC, and we got him just chasing these supports away from this battle. This is so spread it out from both teams right now. Brax goes for a beautiful two-man stun on the Sand King. We got Frank and Leo Style in the middle, and right now, Fear with another Ice Path of Silence will connect as well. NP in the front line, Moo coming in for the full damage as well. Leo Style and MNC trying to get away from this. They can't get the damage output out, and Eternal Envy, he's running out of mana, but he's been working so hard in the back line that it pays off. 3 heroes gone, and the cores are still on the run. They're still chasing up. The Silence will connect onto the Coddle. Eternal Envy can't get to MNC. Another jump a bit away, and he turns around. That is not a smart move to go for MNC there. We have another Illuminate, but then again, he feels like he's very confident. He wants to keep on going. He had his teammates backing him up. They didn't take any damage at that moment, and that is Business Associates. They're retreating from this fight.
Oh, they got everything to game for. I want to briefly point out that this Bristleback has a scoreline of 2, 2, and 3 currently. He hasn't been allowed to touch any heroes, and no heroes have been touching him. Business Associates are playing around him so well right now, as they did from literally the first minutes of the game. Leostal just doesn't have the damage output to burst anyone, so they have all the sustained damage, and Business Associates keeps
They
out
find DP all alone here. This is a really big pick off. The Coddle ulti will be thrown on top of Leostal. Where's your friends right now? The only one that can come is the Death Prophet. Sorry, the Nature's Prophet, but it's Matthew. He won't be able to do anything. There goes your godlike spree. Goes for Moo. MNC's there as well. They're coming in pieces. They're throwing bodies at Business Associates here. MNC with the Lotus Orb in the front, just showing his back to his enemies, trying to deal a bit of damage out there. The Oracle ulti will be used as well. Thrown into the air with the Yules, and following up with another Burrow Strike Sun coming in from Brax, and they just got this Bristleback holding in place. 1k HP remaining, and he's still regenerating. 36.6 is a lot to work against, but they're slowly breaking through this Bristle, and they're getting ground as they're finding, well, he knows exactly where he wants to go. He wants to go for the supports in the backline. Matthew drops his ultimate on top of Eternal Enemy. Here comes the epicenter as well. The Burrow Strike coming in from Brax, and Matthew will go down, and MNC trying to fight against the entire world. It's the Bristleback against everyone right now. He is broken up, but he is trying to make a run for it. And another chain coming in from Eternal Enemy. Another nice silence coming in from the DP, connecting up to 2. It's going to be Fear and Moo will pop the song, sing the song of her people, and make it her day to get out.
Gets a kill on Frank as a bonus, I think.
Are we going to see it again? The chains? Yeah, there we go. Style points for Moo.
Absolutely. Whew, this is a masterclass right now. Thunder Predator are getting dismantled.
Their time's up. It's a straight fact. The time's up. There's the Manta for the Naga Siren as well, by the way.
I mean,
the Scotty.
The time's up. It's...
I mean, what are they going to do at this point? Throw more bodies at Business Associates?
Not really, but a Naga does not normally get this amount of space. The time that the clock could have been ticking for has been shortened a lot by the way the Business Associates have brought this game out. But I gotta say, also by the way that Thunder Predator just threw basically all of their heroes at singular towers all the time. That just put a dent into their farming speed, put a dent in the amount of time that they could spend, you know, hunting after this Naga. And I think they could have used their resources much more efficiently than that. So it's not just that there's a clock. They could be in a way better position right now, and dare I say, still have a game even if they would have played it differently.
Well, they're going to try and put an effort to it. Pushing the tier 2 while they lose theirs in bottom. Rotations coming in from Business Associates. Roshan is also up in 10 seconds. They're trying to snatch it maybe on the way home. Actually looking for kills here with the smoke, so they don't want to go Roche right away. They don't have the best Roche if Naga's not there. Ward on the high ground. They see Leo. Courier's there as well. There comes the jump. Brax goes for the stun, trying to go for the Oracle right away. They want to blow him up, but he's very low in HP. He doesn't get his ulti off the call. Ulti's on top of them as well. And Brax is going to take a lot of damage here, but Leo's down. Can't get to them. The exorcism will be popped as well. MNT, he's chasing up Brax. Now comes Matthew into the fight as well. The silence doesn't connect onto anyone, and Moose spreads out the fight. He forces out the song and allows Business Associates to regroup. Meanwhile, Eternal Envy is going on a Sunday walk here next to the tier 2 tower. Thunder Predator still want to go and fight. BKB popped by Frank, forced to use it. Brax is at low HP, has his blink, has his stun, but he won't be able to use it. Meanwhile, Moo gets a kill onto MJZ. Here comes the Eternal Envy. He is silenced up as well on this Ember Spirit. But that is a 4 versus 4 scenario. Eternal Envy, can he take any kills? He can't, but he pops up the Desolator debuff onto them so they can finish out some right clicks. Moo is afraid to go in. He's looking for his opening. Eternal Envy will go down as well. The buyback coming in from the Sand King too, so it's a 4v4 once again. Neo's down in the middle of everything. Moo goes in ham, and he wants to break down this MNC as well. He's popped his Silver Edge, the broken Bristle back in the middle of everything, but it only lasts for so many seconds, and Bristle might just be going down. The raid boss is slowly falling down. 300 HP. Bristle, can they take him? The ice path from Fear. Moo! Kill him, goddammit. He will. Double kill for Moo. It's a godlike spree as well. Matthew won't be able to get out as Brax goes for another stun. Triple kill for Moo, and Business Associates are going to go straight to Roshan from here.
Yep, they can't afford to lose that fight just because that, or even back out, because that means that Leo Style will actually take the Roshan with the exorcism that was just up and running. So they have to keep it going, and this way that Eternal Envy has been hunting down these backlines is absolutely beautiful. I don't know why I had to take a stroll in the park first in order to get back to it, but that's how it is sometimes with me. And I really enjoy how he's come back into this game.
Aegis and Cheese picked up. Have a look at Naga Siren. How are you gonna kill this one? I feel like this is turning to be the new raid boss instead of the Bristleback.
Yeah, she is. It's all about if Thunder Predator can keep their supports alive right now.
Thunder Predator forced to turtle inside their base. Not able to go out. Exorcism is up once again. And Z in the front. Just waiting for their opening here. Business Associates. Here comes the Silver Edge. Ooh. Scouting up front. Hoping for someone to show outside of base, but it's only the Bristleback staying there. Oh boy. Just waiting for that magical moment. Oh yeah, he's... Technically, he could be cutting waves, but he's farming Ancients. He's at least, well, farming up some jungle item. Paladin Sword. Not a bad pickup, but then again, M&Z will be focused on Coddle ulti. Will connect onto 3. They are waiting onto that Oracle ultimate. Still not throwing it out. M&Z. 700 HP. No need for it. The Coddle ulti doesn't pay off this time. Thunder Predator get to hold their base.
No damage done onto the towers up until now either, and yeah, Frank's on the top wave now. And this is why he didn't want to show before. Eternal Envy is immediately TPing out onto that outpost, and he's gonna find him.
Oh boy.
Leo Style walks up. Oof, that was a risky little peek he took there.
Well, we have 2 ultis in cooldown. That's only the Coddle ultimate that Business Associates are just waiting to get back.
They're waiting for a misstep. They have all the time in the world right now.
Exactly. No rush anywhere, especially when the world is already waiting for you. Under Predator, however, they're already overdue on the clock, and they're just holding on to their base. MNC once again outside of base. Moo. We see a Naga play coming onto the Death Prophet. No. Tried to go for it. It's the waiting game.
It is the waiting game, and right now you can see looking for these bounty runes. Oh, sorry, not these bounty runes, excuse me, these regular runes. Eternal Envy has already moved back. Bounty runes are 1 minute more. They're going to spread out then as well, and that would maybe be an opportunity for Thunder Predators if they can catch business associates off guard, trying to farm more than they're trying to choke.
Oh, I was hoping that we would see the excitement coming, but business associates don't want to force that high ground, even with the Aegis, but they still have about a bit over a minute with that Aegis. They could try and make some plays happen with it. Otherwise, we're just gonna see this happening.
Good old Naga gameplay, and I think this is one of the reasons why Miracle says that Naga doesn't end games. She brings them to like the penultimate stage, but then you gotta break that base, and your illusions are not exactly good at hitting buildings.
Yep.
You can eventually sorta chew them down, but it's going to take a long ass time. And bounty runes have come. Thunder Predator has not decided to smoke after them.
What do you think about the Daedalus coming from Naga?
Well, that's one way to become a game-ending hero. I think that Moo's item building this game in general is just great. He's been really thinking about what he needs as opposed to, you know, what a Naga normally builds. And yeah, he's still at the same point where he can kill waves indiscriminately. He's a huge teamfight presence. He is pretty much impossible to kill, and at the same time, he also provides a lot of slows. He can kill the bristleback. He's just doing a lot for his team, and I love it.
Well, with still 2 buyback cooldowns on business associates, the Ember and the Sand King not taking any necessary risks. They also let the Aegis run out right now. And in place comes the Daedalus, the right-clicking, critting Naga. 400 right-click damage, plus potential crit on top.
It's a bit of a difference from the other item that we see a lot on Nagas that want to end the game, which is an Abyssal Blade.
Mm-hmm.
I think in this case, with the Kotal ultimate, as well as with the amount of stuns and AoE disables on his team, he doesn't really need anything to lock people down. He'll get to hit them, sure enough.
Yeah, I don't think control is an issue here for business associates. I think it's how to get a little bit of extra pushing power, extra damage as well, and the burst especially once your crowd control is already active.
Yes, they are going to be fighting into BKBs now on the side of Thunder Predator. There is both one on the Mage Prophet that we've seen before, as well as on the Death Prophet now. So the other item that has come up is a Radiance for MZ, so even if he gets hided, he's going to actually be outputting damage now. It's not that much at this stage of the game, but at the same time, it's pretty useful with the Mischance Aura as well. Hopefully saving his team from some right clicks from this horde of Naga illusions. He's getting a bit bold. He's moving out of his base a little bit. I think he'll get kicked back soon enough. Yeah.
It's kind of like hopeful, I mean, wishful thinking at this point. It's like, can you guys just do something? This is just one big farm fest right now. But I guess it comes for a better cause. I mean, no need for any hasty moves to happen on either side. 38 minutes in this one. Drafts have been all business associates ever since the start.
But T-Panda, they're playing for my amusement. Why can't they do something dumb and entertain me?
Well, savor this moment, Kips.
Is as a spectator, you're like, oh man, what a Naga gameplay. Can't they just go? They're so far ahead. And as a coach, I'm just like, yeah, do it. Squeeze them. Squeeze them more.
So the point where Naga was at first all around here. This is where Naga's playing right now.
Ah, you mean here?
Yeah. So basically, yeah. Every now and then, Go with that invis. MNZ very deep, and this is finally some action. Let's go. Stuns coming into the Bristleback. Broken Coddle ultimate as well. They have the damage, and there's the crits. The Daedalus is powerful. And they get the Bristleback. He's gone for 80 seconds as well. If only they knew he can't afford his buyback. 500 gold away from that. Thunder Predator. Now things are going to definitely happen. We're going to see falling towers.
They're going to push and find out.
Gonna go at it. 500 HP. The Assault Cuirass affecting this push. The Sand King is right in range to drop the armor from that tier 3 tower. That's 2 towers down. The mid lane's also been cut down. 50 seconds of free pushing time here for Business Associates. No Bristleback buyback. What can you do? Just watch your buildings fall. The Ranger Axe will go down as well. Glyph will be popped to buy a few extra seconds. And I think at this point, BA are thinking, well, why is he not buying back? Are they just letting us take these lanes? I don't think he even has buybacks at this point. The silence coming in from Leo style. Rax and Eternal Envy just holding up the front here. Melee Rax down. 1 set down. So now heading towards the mid lane. The Sprout will keep them a bit away for now. 20 seconds for Bristle to come alive. Same thing. Roshan is up.
Yep, that's going to be the next big one. I wonder if the Naga is even going to get that Aegis. I guess you can put your boots in your backpack. But, you know, secretly, I kind of want Eternal Envy to buy out for the BTB, get an Aegis, and go ham.
Thunder Predator, yeah.
I need it. Yeah, Thunder Predator is
You need it in
they
your
gotta
life.
contest it. Rax is so far forward. If they went through his terrain at all, he would have broken that smoke. But instead, they are going for EE. They'll just let this Roche go. And they won't even find him.
Yep.
Oh, there he is again. And he's gone.
There he is, and is gone. Sand King will get the axe as well, so a very long-range stun incoming. They will use the Bristleback illusion to, well, as a bait in a sense. Not really much of a bait.
Well, and
here comes EE. Leo Style goes for the Yules to keep him away, and they will find MNZ once again. The Cold Ultimate is there. The Ice Path will follow up as well. He will be stunned in place. Another flicker. What can he do? The Bristleback is just holding in place, and they can't get to him. Moo is between these two teams. MNC and Matthews there as well. The damage is kicking in as well. They will take down MNC. The Range Rex is falling at the same time. Now Frank with the BKB trying to do some damage in the backline, trying to take down the Coddle. He will take down Snake King, but he will eventually lose to Eternal Envy, and Moo is coming into the fight as well. The BKB has already worn out in the song, allowing that he will finally fall down. Leo Saw coming with the buyback and coming in from the Nature's Prophet. Eternal Envy dropping really low on HP, and it will take down the Ember Spirit. Moo has that Aegis, but he's dropping low. That Exorcism is doing work right now. Buyback coming in from Eternal Envy and Thunder Predator. They're doing a lot of damage. Epicenter coming in as well. The Oracle Ultimate will keep him alive a bit longer. And Naga now trying to turn his attention towards Frank. Here comes EE. Gets the smack out there. Naga's dropping low, but it pops the cheese. Gets a bit of extra regen. There's Naga. They will take down the Death Prophet as well. That's 4 heroes gone. So many buybacks in. Team wipe on top of the cake. And Business Associates, I think they finally broken it. They broke the wheel.
They broke the Bristleback.
The final buybacks, the
here.
final 3 buybacks coming in from Thunder Predator. What can they do? No Exorcism. They can throw MNZ in the front line, but that's all that they can do right now. He's broken, he's bullied, he's destroyed. And that is gone. Business Associates, 49,000 gold ahead. GG is called as well. Thunder Predator forced to tap out after a 42-minute game. Almost 43 minutes in as well, with this Naga Siren just being having the most freest game of his life. Moo. Oh.
Yeah, I think he enjoyed his PvE. I hope he enjoyed his PvE, because it means that someone enjoyed this. Man, like, it is so well played out right there. They can already feel, after that laning stage, when they see how hard Thunder Predator is grouping up, how they're pushing with everyone together, that this mental pressure is on, and Business Associates just play that Naga pressure out all the way to the end. And that's not a very fast picture, but it is a very effective picture. And I think Moo really showed us here how much further you can stretch the utility of a Naga if you want to itemize just a little bit differently. I enjoyed it very much.
17-0-5. Flawless game for the Naga Siren here with over 1,000 GPM, so congrats on that as well. Well, this was the game in a sense. Thunder Predator were capable of pulling up pressure. They were getting kills a lot, but Naga was completely uncontested in this match. There was nothing they could really try and do against it, and Bristleback wears off at a specific time. So there we have it, game 1 in the books. Let's see what happens in game 2, but we're going to take a commercial break in between, so we'll be back in just a few minutes. Don't disappear anywhere.